All right, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. Shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasha Allah, giving the course all honor, glory, and praise unto the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. That's all praises on the glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah, who the world first, who had Jesus Christ, and he is the Savior of the nation of Israel. All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Yasha Allah.
His brother Gad.
Brother, you want it done?
Khan, come back, y'all. Yet another live, Friday night class of the Spirit. All right, through the Spirit of Yahweh, Bashima, Mashiach, Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom to all that's observing it Friday, sundown, Saturday, sundown as well. Another day of praying, another day of resting. We made it through the week. All praise to the Most High God. All right, so all praise to the Most High. So, yeah, as you can see from the title of this video, we'll be going into kind of resuming Second Esdras chapter 5, because we've been going through Second Esdras, the 5th chapter, just breaking down certain prophecies in that chapter. Because again, we're living during the time of prophecy. We're living during the time of, our forefathers spoke of these things in times past. We're living during those times right now. When they spoke of war, they spoke of pestilence. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. War, pestilence, evil, right? We're living during these times right now. So that's why we're going through the prophecies. Let us know what's going on in the world, to let us know what's coming in the near future, to let us know that, guess what? As we read these prophecies and we see him playing out before our eyes, that's going to increase our faith. So again, let's kick it off with Acts 13 and verse number 20. We can start at 25, right? Acts 13, 25. But kick it off with that. All right.
You want me to read, King?
Yeah, Khan, whoever.
Khan. This is the book of Acts, chapter 13. He said, verse 25.
Yeah, Khan.
Oh, Slaki.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Acts, chapter 13, and verse 25. It says, and as John fulfilled his course, he said, whom think ye that I am? I am not he, but behold, there cometh one after me, whose shoes of his feet I am not worthy to loose. Me
Go
and
ahead.
brethren. So, let me keep reading,
No,
King.
you got it.
God, men and brethren, children of the stock of Abraham, and whosoever among you feareth the Most High, to you is the word of this salvation sent. For
Right.
they that dwell at Jerusalem and their rulers, because they knew him not, nor yet the voices of the prophets which are read every Sabbath day, they have fulfilled them in condemning him.
Right. So the voices of the prophets are read every Sabbath day. So that's what we going into on the Sabbath, right? That's what we kicking off the Sabbath with. Now we could kick it off with other things. We could talk about other things in the Bible, right? We could talk about the honey. We could talk about the milk. We could talk about the bread, the meat, right? We can go into Revelation chapter 13, which is also prophecy as well, right? Brothers can go into, what I'm saying, different things. Brother could talk about Yahweh Shah. Brother could talk about the mighty judges. Maybe Judges chapter 3, Judges chapter 4, Judges chapter 5. We could talk about Deborah. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about our mighty forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their lineage, and the 12 sons of Jacob. We could talk about that. It's nothing, there's no, it's no you're not going off if you talk about that on the Sabbath. But when we read about what our forefathers did on the Sabbath day, they read what? Specifically the law and the prophets, right? And that's what we're doing. That's how we're kicking off the Sabbath day, man. Going into the prophets of old. You understand? So yeah, Khan. Let's get one more precept on that, right? Let's go to Luke chapter 4, right? Let's go to Luke chapter 4. And we can start at verse I think I want to start at verse 15. All right, Luke chapter 4, verse 15.
God. This is the book of
God.
Luke, chapter 4, and verse 15. And
Mm-hmm.
he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he
Mm-hmm.
came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read.
Yeah, he stood up for to read. So it was his custom to go into the synagogue and read on the Sabbath day. You know, you have certain, on Friday night. What do people do on Friday night in the world? Right? Are they reading the Bible? Are they? Hey, people in the world, man. Are they reading the Bible in the world, man? All right, on Friday night, that is. Maybe on Sunday, okay, come. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get my chapter in. I get my verse in a day. No, the people are not reading the Bible on Friday night. On Friday night, they get off of work and they trying to spend that money. They get paid, man. They get paid on Friday. I was like, all right, let's go ahead and spend this money, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the club, right? Let's go drink. Let's go to the party. It's a party down there. Where's the party at? Hey, Friday night. That's when people just go into the folly, because that's when the weekend comes in, right? And on the spiritual level, just to add this additional point, when does the weekend start? Friday night, right? So, and people say that the week, or the first day of the week is Monday, right? Well, the weekend starts Friday night. You see that? So Friday night, which is what? The Sabbath day, which is the last day of the week. That's the weekend, right? But nevertheless, people, hey, guess what? They get off of work, wherever they doing, school, whatever. Friday night, yeah, let's go ahead, hang out, let's drink, let's smoke, let's do whatever. And that happens on the Sabbath. But Yahweh Shah, who was a man of righteousness, he said his custom was to read. And let's see what he was reading on the Sabbath. Was he reading you know, Harry Potter, right? He was reading Harry Potter. Or was
Hmm.
he reading the Quran, right? Or was he reading the Book of the Dead, as some of the brothers like to go into? You know? Like, let's see what he's reading, man. Verse 17,
Right,
right?
right, right. Reading on Luke 4:17, and there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Esaias. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord."
Come, come. Yeah, that's mighty. So he was reading Isaiah, which is the one of the major prophets. So that's what we're finna do as well. We're not gonna read Isaiah, but we're gonna read Esdras, man. All right, who was also another mighty prophet of the Most High. Right. So if brothers didn't have anything on that, we're gonna kick it off second Ezra chapter 5. Right.
King.
Um, God. All right, so yeah, let's go to second Ezra chapter 5. And we can start at verse 2. We broke down the first two verses, so we can just skip down to verse 3. We'll touch a little bit on that.
Slacky, I got a preset.
Okay, Con, you got it.
This is book of Acts, chapter 8, in verse, let's start at verse 27. It says, "And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, and eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship. Now through the Spirit, this man of Ethiopia, he was Israelite, because um, he was coming to Jerusalem to worship, right? And we know that no other nation is going to come to Jerusalem to worship, right? Verse 28, it says, was returning and sitting in his chariot reading Isaiah the prophet. See that? So
Mm,
even this man was reading the book of Isaiah, you know.
mm,
So yeah, hey man, brothers and sisters got to put respect on Isaiah, man, because he through all the scriptures, you know, and
right, right,
but that was
right.
just a point on touching that. Brothers reading on the Sabbath day, opening up to Isaiah, going through the prophecies, because that's the time we living in. And Isaiah, when you start reading Isaiah, it starts the Lord starts to reveal to you all the prophecies that's going to happen and the judgments that's going to happen to these other nations. But Con brothers got it.
Con, that's right. That's right. So yeah, Con, we can start at verse 3. No, second Ezra chapter 5.
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 5, and verse number 3. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly.
Right.
But
So yeah, Con, I want to touch on that point real quick, right?
Con,
So the land that we see have root is going to be wasted suddenly. So and I think I may have touched on this on the previous live. If I did, it's just going to be going over again, right? So the land that we see have root is going to be wasted suddenly. So, I'm sitting in the parking lot right now, right? So I see cars coming by, you know what I'm saying, in the street. I look to the right, I see a Mexican food place. It literally says Mexican food, right? Liquor, right? There's a Trader Joe's over there, pizza place over here, tooth implant over there, donuts, right? So I mean, you just have a whole bunch of stores everywhere. You know what I'm saying? This place, America, has root right now. It's you could go to the store. Hey, you want to go to Rouse? Nah, I don't want to go to Rouse. I want to go to Safeway today. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're feeling a little bougie, yeah, I kind of want to go to Sprouts. I want to go with the Edomites. Go, Ak. You know. Hey, shout out to Judah Money. He going to Whole Foods, man. I'm really going to Whole Foods. You know. But hey, you got that choice right now. This land has root right now. You can go to your job. You work. You get your money. Go back home. Okay, Con. Go. You hop in your car. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to, hey, at 1 a.m. you can get a cheeseburger. You know, really kind of got the midnight hunger. You gotta get, hey, want to get a cheeseburger right now, man. So this land has root right now. It's functioning. It's a functional society, right? It says, then in the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. So we all remember how COVID, or Slakia, I said the word, the pestilence, right? The quarantine, you know what I'm saying, was back then. Everybody experienced it, right? The year 2020. So we know how fast everything just shut down. It was fast. Within a matter of weeks, everything was shut down. People were getting laid off from their job. They said, yeah, we're going to go into a quarantine for a couple weeks. Everybody stay at the house, right? The schools was closing. Like I said, jobs closing, everything just closed. Stores, right? And we all remember that. So just like how we're going to see that, it's going to happen again. When martial law kicks off World War III, it's going to be like that again. Just shut down quickly. Esau can shut this place down quickly, man. You know what I'm saying? And have power over it just like that. Has control of the water. He has control over all the essentials, electricity, water, food. So he can definitely quickly, you know what I'm saying, waste this place up, man, very quickly and stop it and stop everything from happening. So it says, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. So let's get another precept on that. We're going to link it up with Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse number 22, right? And we're going to pull up an article, right? But can the brother get Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 22?
This is
Right.
the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 22. And
Mm-hmm.
it reads, And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Yeah, kind. The full storehouses, man. You go to Rouse, you go to Costco. It's just a big old store, man. They got everything at Costco. Was it Sam's Club as well? You just go to big stores. Everybody got carts. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about it, it's a lot. It's a lot of food. It's a lot of stuff in America. Because this is just Cali, right here, right? It's just Cali. Well, what about all the other states and everybody and everywhere else in the world with all these big old stores, right? They got them, operating in the whole world. So it's just so as we see all of these full storehouses with food, raiment, water, whatever your heart's desire is, it has it. It's going to be found empty, just like that, man. Just like that, the Most High can empty it through what? Raiding, through people raiding the stores, through people taking stuff, and they're not going to listen to the law enforcement in that day, right? Because the law enforcement are looking to get their own too. They show you that in the movie World War Z. That the dude, he was kind of seeking after the police officer, and he was like, "Hey, can you help us?" And the police officer just ran past him. It's like, "Nah, I'm trying to get this baby food for my baby, man." You know. So again, like, hey, they're not going to care in that day either. When there's a famine on the earth, these storehouses are going to be found empty, right? So Khan. So and Jonathan, can you pull up that article that I had sent in the chat on that wildfire, right? So let's get an example of that as well, kind of leading up to it, right?
Con.
Right. And I'm gonna get this precept as well, Matthew chapter 24, as we all know, right? This is Matthew chapter 24, and verse number 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So there's going to be famines everywhere, and the storehouses being found empty is going to equate to a famine. And the reason why these places that we see that are sown are going to be appear unsown is because of a number of reasons. Like I said, through raiding, and Esau even cutting off the food supply himself. He's doing it himself, man. There's a time in which he was just burning down all the food factories. Why are all the food factories in America burning down? Right? Isn't America supposed to be a smart nation? And how are all these food factories burning down? Is that a coincidence? No. He's doing that on purpose. Right? And even when you think about it, some brothers even say, yeah, we already are in a famine. Because when you go to Walmart, for example, you go to Ralph's, you go to all these just major stores, you go down, let's say the cereal aisle or whatever. All of these cereals in here is just processed. It's fake. Like literally, I was at Walmart, I was like, all this stuff right here, it may seem like it's a lot, but over like 80% of the stuff really is processed, ultra processed, and it's fake. And it has all of these chemicals in it as well. Right? If a brother can find an article on that, there was studies where basically it's some coming out saying that in like Cheerios and like certain other cereals, like 80% of Americans have tested positive for a certain chemical that causes infertility, right? It literally causes infertility, a possible, result of infertility if you consume this certain chemical that's been found in cereal, right? And like, your commercial cereal, like Cheerios and stuff like that, right? So now, so again, Esau is doing that to himself, right? Esau is doing that to himself. It's no wonder why Bill Gates bought acres of land, right, to plant, his own food, man. Plant his own food and kind of sell that to the people. He was even advocating for, we may have to get used to just eating the impossible meat, right? Kind of making meat out of like chemicals and stuff like that. That's what he's pushing. So again, if you want to look at it like that America's already in a famine. I know what brothers, some brothers say that, but in reality, the famine is going to hit, and everybody's going to know when the famine is going to hit. Like, it's not going to be a question or a debate. Everybody's going to know, like, yeah, we in a famine, definitely, right? We definitely going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a mystery. But you want anything? You got that with the spirit?
Con, you're gonna have to add it.
All right, come on. Let me see if I uh okay, come on, so lucky. All right, yeah,
Better see the
okay.
screen.
Yeah, come on, I see it.
Okay.
The water. So it says
So like
uh
here.
you good. It says more than 7,000 cows have died in Texas panhandle wildfires, causing a total wipeout for many local ranchers. Right? You mind if you I don't know if the sound is gonna come through though. But basically, I didn't watch the video. I didn't get a chance to. But the brothers want to
This
watch that
one.
video. Yeah, Con.
Okay.
If you try turning on the volume, let's see if it works. It may not
All
work
right.
though.
Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Let me know. Let me know if everybody's here.
Yeah, Con, I can't hear it.
Now you can't hear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's all good though. Con, yeah, it's all good. We would just read the article.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you see from the title though, it says over 7,000 cattle dead just off of the wildfires. So it's been a wildfire in Texas, man. All right. The Most High has really been judging the whole earth, but he's been judging Babylon for the past, you know, years. But if you've been, watching the weather for Babylon, in the start of the year in January, he kind of put that cold mist upon the land. He froze up stuff. Some people got in car accidents. Some people died because of it. The snow kind of kept people in. So he judged people off the snow in January, right? I mean, I was there too. In Colorado, it was 8 degrees Fahrenheit. So imagine all the people that was just out there in the streets, 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Man. You know what I'm saying? So, again, but so the Most High kind of put that the ice Arctic cold upon America in January. And then in the recent days and weeks over here in Cali, he's been flooding Cali. You know what I'm saying? Causing landslides, causing people to be stuck in their houses, right? People even some people even got into major car accidents because of the flooding. You know, now the cars don't work anymore. That's in Cali, and now the Mosai is hitting Texas with a wildfire and killing off the cattle as well. Right now, again, we know that that could be Esau as well, because we know that Esau he starts fires just for money, just for profit, just to kind of push his agenda. You know, just like the fire of Rome, right? The Great Fire of Rome, by what was his name, Nero, right? The Roman Emperor Nero, he started that fire, but he blamed who? He blamed the Christians. He blamed the Israelites on it. On hey, guess what? The Israelites, yeah, these Christians, these Israelite Christians, they started the fire. They're evil. Put them in prison. You know, Esau, he will literally destroy certain parts of his land, just to push his agenda, whatever that agenda is. You know what I'm saying? But Salaki, so it says the Texas Panhandle wildfires are taking a significant toll on the region's agricultural industry. Right? Texas agricultural. Salaki, can you read it? It's kind of small for me, so
I can read it. It says
Salaki, yeah.
Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller told CBS News on Thursday morning that preliminary numbers show more than 7,000 heads of cattle have died in the fires, and that he believes
Damn.
the final toll can end up including thousands more.
Yeah, con.
All right.
Yup, you
It
got it.
says the state has yet to get all the counts of lost cattle in the fires, he said, adding that the 7,000 death tolls does not include cattle that will have to be euthanized due to their injuries. More than 1 million acres of land have burned up in the fires, including the
Mm,
Smokehouse Creek Fire, the largest wildfire in Texas history.
man, the largest wildfire in Texas history. You see that? And it says more than 1 million acres. So the Most High, you know what I'm saying? He's doing what he's doing in Texas, man. You know? And again, like I said, it's all the work of the Most High. We know it could be Esau behind this, doing this on purpose, right? To cause a famine, you know, or for money profit or whatever, right? But the fact is that over 1 million acres of land has been burned in Texas, man, right? Over 1 million, and thousands and thousands of cattle, right? Is there any more on that?
Khan. It says their hooves. This is what they said. Their hooves are burned off. Their udders are burnt beyond. They can't nurse their babies. He said, "We'll actually end up having to put a lot of cattle down, just because they won't be able to make it, even though they survived."
Damn, see that?
Right.
Yeah, because wildfire is serious, man. You know, wildfire is serious because not only does it burn up the land, now you can't grow anything there, right? If it's all burnt up, you can't grow anything now. You gotta move. You know what I'm saying? If the fire gets too big, it's hard to take it out. You know, just like how when you go to what is that precept, right? What is that precept? Select. Let me try to find this. Right. Let's see here. Right. Brothers got it while I find this precept. Select here.
Khan, I'm gonna
Con,
read it. It says, "Oh, Salaki Gay, you had something on it."
Con, you got it, King.
Oh,
Khan,
Salaki, it's right
Khan,
here. It's right here. Salaki. It's
Khan,
right
bring
here.
it
I
out.
found it. God, this is Proverbs, right? I can read it through the spirit. Proverbs chapter 30 and verse number 15. Salaki, I'm gonna start at verse I can start there. Verse 15. The horse leech have two daughters, crying, give, give. There are three things that are never satisfied. Yea, four things say not it is enough. Right? So we're about to see what these things are that can never be satisfied. Verse 16, the grave. So the grave can never be satisfied. It doesn't matter how many bodies, no matter how many Salakia humans die and you bury them, there's still going to be more room to bury some more. You know what I'm saying? You could have 1 billion people just die right now and they could be buried and there's still more land. You know what I'm saying? The land to bury people is just endless, right? Even when you're digging holes, right? It just goes on and on and on, right? Where's the end? Because Esau says it's a cord, a molten cord. Hey, Esau, you don't know that for real. You don't know. How deep really is the earth for real? How deep is the ocean? They don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. The grave can never have enough, right? It says what? And the barren womb. So the barren womb, right? No babies can essentially exit or enter. The earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that saith not, it is enough. So the fire, it never says it is enough. Never seen a fire, a wildfire kind of just, die on its own. Now could it? Yeah, the Most High can do all things, right? The Most High can do that if you want to. But essentially, if that wildfire has oxygen, as long as it has oxygen and as long as it has something to essentially burn, it's going to go on forever, right? So these wildfires is hard to, when it gets big enough, it's hard to take out. It's hard to take out, man. Because again, it affects the air. If you get too close to the fire of these cattle, it's affecting their oxygen, their lungs, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, brothers got it.
Con, that's right. That's right. Brothers is making mighty points. Because this thing is not something to take light. These things will happen. These things will come to pass. Um, like that saying they have, it's not a matter of how but when, or something like that, or if but when.
Right, right,
Let me
right.
get this precept real quick. Right, this is the book of Isaiah, right, chapter 24 and verse 1. It says, "Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Right? So, like the brother was bringing out before, you have Babylon the Great, which is America. If brothers, if brothers have traveled to do the work or just traveled in general, you will see all across America, it's food everywhere. These stores are, but some people might say the stores are filled, right? The shelves, the storehouses are filled. You know, you see what they have, in your state or wherever you at. You go to the next state, it's damn the same thing. It's packed. You go in the damn, Winco, Safeway, the grocery stores, it's packed. You see all this food,
Damn.
and it's literally all around America, right? But the Lord said He's going to make it empty, right? Let me read that first part one more time. It says, "Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty." So these things are going to happen. The earth is going to be empty. We just read the storehouses shall soon be found empty, right? The storehouse is
Damn.
going to be empty. The Lord's going to make everything empty. You're not just going to
Right.
get everything at the push of a button, or at the you're not gonna just put gas in your tank. Hey, everything's gonna be empty. The gas, the food, the water, everything's gonna be empty, right? Let me jump to verse 3. It says, "The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly
Mm.
spoiled, for Yahweh has spoken this word." Right? And so that's heavy. Yahweh has spoken it. If Yahweh has spoken it, what makes you think this thing is not going to happen? Right? What makes
Right.
you think that, oh well, oh, it might happen? It's not, no, it might happen. It will happen. Right? It's just a matter of time. Right? The Lord is breaking this place down. Right? Reading on verse 4, it says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish." Right? So these things will come to pass. The Lord has spoke of it. There will be a famine. Birds are going into it. Animals are just dropping dead. I remember, I believe last year, something like this around the same time happened.
Mm.
And Texas is a big state. I believe
Right.
Texas is the biggest state in America.
Mm.
And if I'm not mistaken, brothers, correct me if I'm wrong. And they have a lot of resources. Hey, the damn border is
Mm.
open. The border out there is open. All hell breaking loose in Texas.
Right.
All hell's breaking loose. The border's open. The damn governor is rising up against damn Joe Biden. So this thing is getting big, and it's a movie. It's a movie, and it's the Most High's movie. And what we do, hey, we sit back, we watching, and we breaking this thing down as it goes. As it
Right.
goes, hey, we see something, hey, we go to the scripts. We breaking this thing down. You see something, hey, but it's like, hey, oh, you see that? That's Isaiah 24:1. You know, that's Revelation chapter 18. This
Yep.
what the world calls this great city. This great
Yep.
city is soon about to fade away, and will be no more, and shall not be found again. Right? But with that, I yield.
Uh, uh, you had something on that? You want to?
Um, I was looking for this precept. Um, nah, but just got it.
Okay. Con. Yeah. So yeah, con. Exactly. Going on what the brother said. Yeah, in Texas, all hell is breaking loose in Texas, man. I mean, when you go to all these, you look at these different states. You look at what the Mossad is doing. He judges certain states more than he judges other states. Because you look at Texas, they bring in a lot of the oil um, that America uses, right? By like I think article said about 30 to 40% of the oil comes from Texas. In the Houston area. Area, Salaki, right? So we know that Texas is a powerhouse of America, right? It's a powerhouse. Without Texas, the GDP of America would go down significantly. Without Texas and California, the overall GDP of America would go down significantly, right? Because California and Texas are two of the biggest states and two of the most populous states of all America. California is the number one populous state of all of America, right? And I think behind California is Texas, right? According to Esau. So, when it's a lot of wicked people gathered together in one place, what happens? Wickedness, right? So where wickedness happens, then judgment proceeds, right? Judgment from the Most High proceeds, man. That's a target for the Most High right there, where a lot of wickedness happens, where a lot of wickedness kind of just, or like a wicked doer, so like you come together into one. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Most High is doing these things, man. Right? That's why the Most High is doing these things. Let's go to real quick, right? Let's go to real quick. I want to get a point, right? I want to go to get a point. Sluggy, did you read Isaiah 24:2 out? Or did you skip down?
Oh yeah, I didn't read too.
Okay, yeah. So let's read that real quick, because I want to touch on a point on that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse number 2, and it reads, "And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him."
Yeah. So what does that mean? Everybody's going to be affected by the judgments of the Most High. See, who's the modern day priest in America? TV Jakes, Joel Osteen, Geno Jennings, Dr. Eric Mason, I think that's his name, Creflo, and the list goes on and on. These are the modern day priests of America. And even on the left-hand side as well. I mean, America has a lot of priests, a lot of different priests. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always just involve for our people. But it says the priest is going to be the same as the servant, meaning that the lot essentially is going to be the same. So when the famine kicks off, it's going to be a famine for everybody, right? When martial law kicks off, when World War III, everybody's going to be affected by it in some way, shape, or form. Now they're going to try to run to the hills and into the holes of the rocks. We know that, pursuant to the book of Revelation, the 6th chapter, and Isaiah chapter 2. But we do know that it's not going to work. They can't run, neither can they hide from the Most High God, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? For his eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun, right? So you can't run away, you can't hide from someone that his eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun, right? What does that mean? Just meaning that he beholds all things, right? Just like how the sun on a physical level, right? Actually, let's get that precept real quick, right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 23. Because again, a lot of people, and just going back onto topic of 2nd Ezra chapter 5, because 2nd Ezra chapter 5 begins with there not being faith in the earth, right? That the land shall be barren with faith, right? That's where the chapter begins. So as we keep going down in the context, we're going down into essentially when we go back to verse 3 and keep going down, faith in the earth is going to be a rare thing. That's the prophecy. That's what it's saying. Faith in the earth is going to be a very rare thing. And we're about to go into that in verse 4 as well, kind of, touching on that. But let's go to Sirach chapter 23. See, a lot of people don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe that the Most High can see their sin, right? Sirach chapter 23 and verse number we just skip down to verse 19.
You said 19, King?
Yeah, kind.
God, this is Book of Sirach, chapter 23, and verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts.
Yeah, so the Most High beholds all the ways of men, right? And considers the most secret part. So when we consider that, when he says that his eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun, is that literal? Not literally. Meaning, when you look at the sun, you can hide from the sun, right? You can hide from the sun. You know, it's like sunny out. Think about California summer. It's dang hot, man. It's blue skies all day, every day, right? Blue skies, man. Not a cloud in the sky, bro. No type of shade from the sun, but you can still get shade though. Hey, you go under a building, it's shade. All right, so kind of hiding for the sun. You know, you can go into your car, kind of put the thing over it, and you're hiding from the sun, right? Hey, you kind of go into a building, go into your house, you're hiding from the sun. So there's still ways you can hide from the sun. You know, though the sun is very bright, you can still hide from it. But the Most High's eyes are 10 times brighter than that. So there's no way, meaning that there's no way at all you can hide from him, right? There's no possible way. So when we go back to that, right, the second Esdras, chapter 5, everybody's going to be affected by it, right? Second Esdras, chapter 5, verse 3, you know, it says, in the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. So again, it's going to be wasted suddenly. The Most High is going to take account into everybody's sins. He's going to judge this nation, man. Right? So yeah, kind. And that's it on that. You could put down the article now. I think that's it on
Okay,
that.
come
Yeah, kind.
on.
We're gonna skip to verse 4 now through the Spirit. Okay.
Second Ezra 5 and 4.
Yeah, kind.
God. Second Ezra 5, verse 4, and it reads, But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet, that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day.
Right. So that says, if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet. So what's the third trumpet? We gotta go into it. We gotta link up Revelation with that. So let's go to Revelation chapter 8. All right. Go to Revelation chapter 8. And verse number let's start verse 7. So the seven trumpet, so it's Salakia. The seventh seal opens up the seven trumpets, right? Right now, we're in the fourth seal, entering into the fifth seal, which the fifth seal, we going into Jacob's trouble, persecution, mass persecution of the Israelites that believe in the truth. Sixth seal will be going into the plight of, or I should say, the height, the zenith of World War III. Bombs, it's like the bombs being dropped, etc., right? After the sixth seal is going to go into the seventh seal. Seventh seal opens up seven trumpets. So these are the seven trumpets right here. We're not going to read all seven, but we're going to read the first three. So let's go to Revelation chapter 8 and verse number 7.
God. Revelation 8 and 7, and it reads, The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and there were cast upon the Slakia, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up.
Right, so trees are talking about men. Let's get one precept on that. Let's go to Mark chapter 8, verse number 23. And I'm going to get a precept on the grass. So let's get Mark chapter 8, verse 23. And I'm going to get the precept on the grass. You got it, King.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 8, and verse 23. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he if he saw aught. And he
Mm-hmm.
looked up and said, I see man as trees walking.
So men are personified in the Bible as trees, right? Or I should say that, so like get backwards. The trees in the Bible are personified as men. All right. So that's why when you read all the way in Genesis, it says the garden, the trees of the Garden of Eden. Yeah, those trees are not actual trees. All right. It's not talking about a palm tree, coconut tree, right? The olive tree, whatever. These trees are actual nations and groups of people. All right. So trees are personified as men in the Bible, just called biblical literature. Let's go to First Peter chapter 1 and verse number 24. Right. First Peter chapter 1 and verse 24. Right. Uh I could read it sometime right here. It
God.
says, all for all flesh is as grass. So all flesh is as grass, plain and simple, right? So again, grass is personified as men as well. Okay. And there's a reason for that. It says that all the glory of men as the flower of grass. Here's why: the grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away. So just like how grass, you can easily just mow the lawn, right? Zip. As a kid, you know, we probably all had the same experience. When you kind of had to sit down in the grass, and the teacher was kind of talking to you, whatever, giving a presentation, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You was at the park, whatever. You were sitting down in the grass. You kind of bored, kind of looking at the grass, kind of just picking it out. Just taking the grass out of the ground. I used to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know brothers did that, but I used to do that. You know what I'm saying? So hey, guess what? I mean, even as a kid, you just easily you knew that grass was easy just to pluck out of the ground. I mean, it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same way the Most High is looking at us. It's easy. You just take us out this thing easy, man. You know, the Most High to us, hey, to us, we're like grass, right? Let's get one more precept on that. Right. It's like that's it on that. Actually, it's good. We don't get too many precepts because that's not the point. The point is going to the third trumpet. So let's go keep going on that. Revelation 8 and verse 8. So that's what that green grass in the third part of the trees, meaning a perfecting amount of trees. So a perfecting amount of people are going to die uh the judgment for the first trumpet. Right. Let's go to verse 8.
God. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 8 and verse 8. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the
Right. So
third
the third part of the sea became blood. Right. I just want to touch on what that sea is. That sea again is going into men, right? Nations of people. Revelation 17 verse 15. Right. It says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So the water is explicitly known as what? Nations of people, right? So when it says that the waters became blood, it's talking about these nations had shed their blood because of the judgment that the Most High is put upon the earth. And remember, these these so like it says, a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. Hey, guess what? That's talking about the missiles. All right. That would be talking about the missiles, because it's not an actual giant mountain. The Most High just throw Mount Everest into the water,
right.
right? You gotta think. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at it with a spiritual mind. Precept upon precept, man, right? It will be talking about some type of judgment that the Most High is going to use with these nations, right? Let's go to verse number 9. So, like, you got it.
Revelation 8 and 9. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter.
Yeah, so can a brother look up with that word, or Salaki, just look up wormwood? Can you look that up one thing,
Con.
right? So one thing's finna pull up what wormwood is, and I'll let him pull it up. But essentially, wormwood was in the ancient world a very one of the most bitterest things ever known to man, right? A very bitter herb, you know. So that's why it was called that this great star from heaven burning as it was a lamp. Because again, John, he doesn't know what a ICBM missile is. He doesn't know what a missile even. I mean, he doesn't know what these things are. He was living during the time of 100 AD. That was like 2,000 years ago. So of course he doesn't know what these things are. So he's trying to explain it with using the terms that he knows, right? But yeah, I'll let us kind of pull that up. So like yeah, let's kind of add that to the stage. There we go. All right, so wormwood. All right. So what does it say right
Right.
there?
It says wormwood, a woody shrub with a bitter aromatic taste, used
Mm.
as an ingredient of vermouth and absinthe and in medicine, right? The second definition would be a state or source of bitterness or grief.
See that? Bitterness or grief. Why? Why is it? Why is the second definition used to describe something, to be in a state of or source of bitterness or grief? It's because they know full well that in this verse right here, when it says that the star was called wormwood, it's not literal. Okay? All right, so we just got to look for a missile called wormwood. We see a missile and they call it wormwood, that's revelation. No, they're not going to actually name the missile wormwood. It's spiritually called wormwood because of the bitterness and the grief that is going to cause the earth, right? If a missile lands in your town, in your city right now, what do you think is going to happen, man? It's going to be destruction, right? It's going to be a lot of people crying. It's going to be a lot of people devastated, a lot of people in grief, man, and mourning after that because of all the destruction that it caused. Their houses burnt up, their cars burnt up, possessions burnt up, family, ornaments and stuff like that was passed down from generation to generation. That's lost. Families lost. Dogs, cats, rats. You know, maybe had a pet hamster. He's dead. He's gone. You know, so that's why, right? That's why it's called wormwood through the spirits, right? Uh,
That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
right. And yeah, kind of the
Hey,
brother got it pulled up right there. Oh, it's like you got it.
um, yeah, I was gonna say, there's also an article that happened 3 days ago, right, with Mexico City. I don't know if brothers
Right.
heard about this. Right, well, I'm gonna read it. It was published on the 6th of March. Right, so really 3 days ago. It says Mexico City could run out of water in months. Travelers advised to behave more ethically. Right, because the
Mm.
water out there is garbage. Right, but check this out. It says one of the world's
Absolutely.
largest cities is running out of water, and day zero could happen as soon as June, according to experts.
Yeah.
Right? Mexico City is facing a dire water crisis as climate change continues to bring severe droughts and high temperatures that are causing extra strain on the city's aging infrastructure. Right? Because they got some really old buildings over there. It says some neighborhoods have been without water for weeks, while others get it once a week. Many people have to pay to have their water delivered from private companies. Right? So, hey,
Okay.
people get it.
Right.
People have been without water for weeks, right? While others get it
Mm.
once a week. But check this out. That's the point. All right, see, Northern Kingdom, Salakia. Damn, what the hell just happened? Right, you see Issachar over there now filling up the little water tanks, right? It says, I wanted to get this down here, right here. It says, the reservoirs that supply water to the city's 22 million residents, right, have been as low as
Mm.
30%, according to the Associated Press. The deteriorating water system that brings in water from distant sources already leaks around 40% of water. So the place where they get the water from is already leaking 40% of water, anyways, right? They're not taking care of it. They just doing whatever they want to do. It says, look, this is the point. The city's rainwater catchment basins have been so dry that one El Cristo Basin caught fire on Tuesday, burning through 75 acres.
Mm.
See that? So not only is
That's
it burning
crazy.
in damn not only is it burning in Texas, hey, it's burning in Mexico City. Hey,
Mm.
the Lord is not playing. Making these floods, man, fire. Wasn't there just a flood in LA?
Con. Con.
So
Yep.
hey, man, so it's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Yep. Hey, it was literally a thunderstorm the other day, you know, thundering. As I'm driving, I see thunder all of a sudden. Like, dang, you
Right.
know? And not to say that's like, oh, that, happens. Well, guess what? It's just signs of the times, man. You know what I'm saying? While you got one thing happen over here, you got another thing happen over here. Just like how Amos says, the day of the Lord it's not gonna be nice. Not gonna be a nice thing. Kind of like how you running from a lion, you went into the house, you lean your hand against the wall, and then a serpent bit you. You should
Uh,
find no rest, man. Hey, all hell breaking loose, right? So it
Right.
was literally a thunderstorm in LA, SoCal, right? I mean, when's the last time LA had a thunderstorm, right? Stuff doesn't really happen in SoCal. Like SoCal is known for being relatively hot or warm year by year. Got a little rain here and there, you know what I'm saying? Definitely no snow. I mean, if you want to go into the mountains, but I'm talking about where the people is at, right? You know, but hey, this is the signs of the times. Now, want to kind of get a precept. Now, if brothers had some, you can bring it up, find this.
Brothers got it.
Okay, kind of. Right. So, in the book of Acts, it says that essentially, oh yeah, right here, Salaki. This is the book of Acts 11. Salaki, here, brother, get Acts 11 and verse 28.
This is book of Acts chapter 11 and verse number 28. And there stood up one of them named Agabus, and signified by the Spirit that there should be great dearth throughout all the world, which came to pass in the days of Claudius Caesar. Then the
Right. So,
disciples,
Salaki, I just want to touch on the point. So, a great dearth meaning a great famine. You see that? So there was a great famine even during the time of the Acts of the Apostles, man. So that's going to happen again, right? Let's keep going on that.
verse 29, then the disciples, every man according to his ability, determined to send relief unto the brethren which dwelt in Judea, which also they did, and sent it to the elders by the hands of Barnabas and Saul.
You see that? So the disciples during that time were helping each other out. You see that? Hey, make sure they eat, make sure they got food, make sure they got something to drink, man. Because during those times, hey, if I keep my together when all hell breaks loose, hey, all praises. Because brothers have dreams of being with specific brothers when all hell breaks loose. You know, y'all just going together. That's the spirit, right? That's literally the spirit, man. So if brothers are together when all hell breaks loose, we're gonna try our best, most high women, through the spirit to help each other out. You know, because that's the time in which we need each other the most. When it's the real deal, that's the hour of temptation, man. And every brother's gonna have his own hour of temptation, definitely. But if the Most High grants us to be together, hey, that, and the more the mightier, man. The more the mightier. Imagine that, brothers exhorting each other in the spirit, and help each other out through the spirit, right? So let's go to Isaiah chapter 3 and verse number 1. So again, the great dearth is going to happen again. And again, dearth means famine. So yeah,
Con,
let's go to Isaiah 3 and verse 1. You got it.
Con, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 1. And it
Right.
reads, For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judea the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water.
Yeah, he's going to remove the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. That's what he's doing to Issachar right now in Mexico City. That's what he's doing to, a lot of our people all over the world, man. Taking away the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. Again, what is that? A famine, you know, a lack of thirst and a lack of food, right? Let's go to the book of Amos, chapter 8, and verse number 12, right? Well, we can even start at verse 13, kind of get to the point with it,
Con,
right? You got it.
Con, like it. This book of Amos, chapter 8. You want to start at 11?
Nah, I just want to get to verse 13, I think.
Oh, Con. This book of Amos, chapter 8, and verse 13. And it reads, In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst.
Yeah, so everybody's going to be fainting for thirst in that day, man, right? And what is that thirst going into? Well, actual thirst. It's not thirst to like 7 Up. Like it's gonna quench your thirst with Sprite or something like that. Kind of wants a Sprite. And in the day of all hell breaking loose, you don't want Sprite, bro. Right? You're not gonna be looking for Sprite in that day. It's like, yeah, I want some Coca-Cola, man. You know? Hey, you're gonna be looking for anything. A water. Hey, you're not gonna care if it's Dasani or is that Aquafina, you know?
Hmm.
It's like it's
Hmm.
Aquafina. Can't do it, you know? Or is that great value water? I can't do it, you know? Hey, bro's gonna drink that thing, man. And that's what it's gonna come down to. Now, I always think about when all hell breaks loose, I was thinking about, these certain movies, and I think about Fallout, the game Fallout. If anybody has played that game, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, whatever, 76. So, it's a game in which it's a post-apocalyptic, uh, post-nuclear world, essentially. So nukes been dropped upon the planet. America got destroyed, and so people are now living after that, after the fact, the aftermath, basically. And so it's a wasteland. You know, it's a wasteland. You got to survive. You got to look for food. You scavenge. There's raiders that come together and just go around raiding people. It's going to go back to those days. It's going to go back to the ancient days. You know, as they say, it's going to go back to the Stone Age, man, where you just kind of fend for yourself. You build things yourself, right? You fend for yourself. And what does that mean for the women? Because if it goes back to the Stone Age, you think there was a feminist movement in the Stone Age, right? You think there was a feminist movement during the time of Abraham, right? all the women come together and say, you know what? We're oppressed. We're we don't have a voice. We can do everything a man can do, right? Were they
Hmm.
doing that back during Abraham's? No, they were not doing that.
At
So
all.
guess what? At all, man. We're gonna keep it real. So in the days of all hell breaking loose, that's why brothers advocate. Now again, can a sister that doesn't have a head in the truth make it to the kingdom? Yeah, kind of course. Because the Most High, ultimately, Yahweh Shah is her head, right? And will protect her. But at the same time, if we want to be technical, to have that actual physical head over you and that have that protection to lead you is better. You know what I'm saying? It's better in terms of what? Physically, in the flesh, right? Because again, he's going to be the one to go get the food. He's going to go be the one to be doing these things and bleed in that day, right? That's why it even says in Isaiah 4 and 1 that 7 women should take hold of one man, right, in that day. But let's go to the book of Amos, chapter 4 and verse number let's see here. Let's go to verse 6, right?
God. This is the book of Amos, chapter 4, and verse 6. And I also have given you cleanness of teeth in all your cities, and want of bread in all your places. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith Yahweh.
Right,
And also I have withholden the rain from you, when there were yet 3 months to the harvest, and I caused it to rain upon one city, and caused it not to rain upon another city. One piece was one piece was rained upon, and the piece whereupon it rained not it's like it, and the piece whereupon it rained not withered.
right. So it says, I have given you cleanness of teeth in all your cities. What is that cleanness of teeth? It's not going into the Crest commercial, right? Or the Colgate commercial. You know, we kind of put in the thing into your teeth, right? You kind of go to sleep, wake up. It's like, all right, kind of take it out. Now your teeth is all white, right?
Hmm.
3D. You got the 3D toothpaste. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
3D white. You know, it's like, I'm gonna have the white teeth now. All
Glow in the
praises.
dark.
Yeah, kind of glow in the dark. You know, it's like, all praise to the Most High. It's not talking about the clean. It's not talking about that. Cleanness of teeth, meaning it's nothing in your mouth, meaning that there's nothing to eat, right? The Most High said, I took away all your food in your cities, and you still haven't returned back onto me. That's crazy. That's how it's gonna be when all hell breaks loose, man. Even though there's a famine in the land, even though World War III has been kicked off, even though martial law has been kicked off, yet people are still not going to return back onto the Most High. People are still not going to repent. And so that goes exactly with what Second Ezra chapter 5, because it literally says, right, when we go back to that Second Ezra chapter 5, that the land shall be a barren of faith. But in verse 3 it says, but if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet. And we read what that third trumpet was, which was that ICBM missile hitting the earth. And this is going to be a very big missile because it's notable in the Bible. It's going to be called wormwood, right? It says that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day, meaning that your hope, you if you live after the third trumpet, your hope will be like the sun, right? Your faith will be like the sun. That's what that's going into. That it says that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night. What's the night? The night is when all hell breaks loose. Right? Let's get that real quick. Let's go to John chapter 9 and verse number 4. Right? Let's go
God.
to John chapter 9, verse 4.
God. This is the book of John, chapter 9 and verse 4, and it reads, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work.
Ah, you see that? When's so first of all, when's the day? The day is when Yahweh Shah is roaming the earth because he's the light of the world. Let's get John chapter 8, verse 12. Right?
God. Kind of this book of John, chapter 8, and verse number 12. Then spake Yahushua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai, he's the light of the day, the light of the day. Right? So the daytime is when Yahweh Shai is walking the earth. Essentially, because it goes spiritual. This is the daytime, right? Slakia. This is the daytime right now for us in this truth. Because it says that thy light shall come upon thee in Isaiah chapter 60, which is going into Yahweh Shai. The light of this truth is shining upon us right now. So it's the daytime for us. But the nighttime is going to come when no man can work, right? And what is that nighttime? When all hell breaks loose, right? You know, that's the nighttime. I think even when you watch the movie The Purge, when did it start? Did it start at 12 p.m.? It's like
Kind
daytime. It started at night, you know? That's when the
That's right.
purge started. So again, it's going to be like that on the physical level, right? We're it's like it on a spiritual level. It's like it. The nighttime is coming when no man can work, meaning that your works is going to cease when all hell breaks loose. That's it. There's no more going to camp. There's no more making videos. There's no more hopping on the live stream. You know,
Right.
there's no more giving alms. That's it. That's it. All you know, you got all your works in. So that the night comes when no man can work. So that's what that's going into. The nighttime is when all hell and evil is roaming upon the earth, which we know to be World War III, martial law, you know, etc. Right? The famines, the pestilences in diverse places, right? That would be the nighttime. So that night is coming. So let's go to Salakia, another precept on that. Let's go to Malachi chapter 4 and verse number 2. All right.
Kind
Malachi, yeah, chapter 4, verse 2. You got it.
Salakia. Malachi chapter 4 and verse number 2. And it reads, But unto you that fear my name shall the son of righteousness shall the son of righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet, in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts.
Ah, that's right. So it says, so the the son of righteousness going into Yahushua. All right. So Yahushua is that son. All right. So he's the light. And so if we're, you know, again, he's in the earth right now, meaning that this truth is being spread abroad right now. You can come to the light right now. But when all hell breaks loose, there's no more coming into the truth. That's it now.
That's
The
right.
door is closed. Night came, you know, ain't no more working. So let's go back to that. So unless your
Like
brother had a
I,
preset. Yeah.
I got a precept after you.
No, yeah, you got it. You got it.
Right, I'm gonna get the classic. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 3, and verse 8. And it reads, And they heard the voice of Yahweh walking in the garden in the cool of the day. Right? So like
Mm,
the brother's going into, the cool of the day is when you can do the work. You know, you can do the work, you can repent, you can you can pray, fast, go to camp, make videos, give alms, you know, whatever. You know, that's the cool of the day. But like the Lord said when we just read in John, the night cometh when no man could work. So like the brothers is going into, there's no coming into the truth when the night comes. There's no, all right, I'm gonna read more chapters when the night comes. There's no, hey, let's throw up a video. Hey, the damn internet's gonna be out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everything's gonna be desolate. You know, nobody's gonna watch your videos. You're not gonna be able to make videos. You know, but that's the code of the day. I'm gonna just finish it off, and it says, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh amongst the trees of the garden. See that? Right? So
Yep.
that's this is the day, you know. This is the day, the night cometh where no man can work. It didn't just say some, or it didn't say Yasharali. Hey, hey, the night come with Yasharali, you can't work, you know. Hey, so
Yeah.
we gonna hold it down for you. No, hey, no one's gonna be able to work, you know. This is the time to get it in now. Get it in now because things are about to be desolate. There's about to be famines, right? Um, there's about to be lockdowns, all these things, But with
Yep.
that,
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be, again, when all hell is breaking loose, that's called the night. It's called a lot of different things, right? But
right,
the night is also what it's called, right? When all that wisdom and that knowledge is taken away, all right? That light is taken away, right? And we know when that light is taken away and that's it, the Most High sealed his elect. It's it. That's it. Let loose. Let Satan loose, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to two precepts on the sun and the moon, right? Because again, if we read that Second Ezra chapter 5 again, right? Second Ezra chapter 5 and verse number 3. I mean, Slack, verse number 4. It says what? It says, but if the Most High grant thee to live, because in that day, it's really about the Most High's grace. You know, again, we always say you got to keep the commandments and faith to be saved. Commandments and faith, commandments and the faith. That's true. The elect have to keep the commandments and the faith to be saved. At the end of the day, though, if you want to be technical, there's no amount of righteousness, there's no amount of fringes, there's no amount of beards and the beard oil. There's no amount of frankincense and myrrh or how many camps you've been to that will get you ultimately eligible, or like I should say, worthy to be saved, man. Right? There's nothing we could do to really be worthy to be saved. No brother is worthy to be saved. No brother is even worthy to be in this truth right now, you know? But the Most High ultimately have mercy upon us. That's what it's really going to boil down to, right? That's why it says, if the Most High grant thee to live, the Most High, all right, this man, he's worthy. He can live through the third trumpet. And to live through the third trumpet, hey, you got to be, you special, right? You have to be, the Most High has to be dealing with you, right? You made it through the famine. You made it through the third trumpet. You made it through Jacob's trouble. So like the persecution, I should say, right? Hey, so the Most High must be dealing with you. And that's why it says, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night. Meaning when it's all hell breaking loose, the sun comes out, right? And what is that sun? Again, that sun is that light, and that light is Yahweh Shah, which gives you hope and faith in him, man. Your faith is going to boost. Your faith is going to go up, right? It says, and the moon thrice in the day. So the sun and the moon is looked at as wisdom and knowledge, understanding and faith and hope in the Bible, right? Let's get a precept on that. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12 and verse number 1, right?
this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse number 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Oh, so this woman clothed with the sun. That's very poetic speech, right? That's very poetic speech. That's beautiful. Woman is clothed with the sun. What does that even mean, right? It means, again, it's not literal, right? It's not literal. So the
Right.
woman clothed with the sun, right, and the moon under her feet, meaning that this woman is talking about Israel. That's why when it says the crown of 12 stars is showing you who those uh who that is, right? 12 stars symbolic for who? The 12 tribes of Israel, right? If we can get that precept in Genesis, right? Genesis chapter 37 and verse number 9. All right, let's get that real quick. Genesis 37 verse 9.
Now, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 37, and verse number 9. And it reads, And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made a, a, obeisance to me. Can we keep reading?
All right. Yeah, you got it.
And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the ground? And his
Right.
brethren,
So like it says, so Jacob, he already knew what that vision, that dream meant, right? The 12 stars, like it says, the 11 stars made obeisance to me. It's talking about the 11 sons, right? And Joseph being the 12th, right? Joseph being the 12th. So the 12 stars essentially be talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. So that woman that had the crown of 12 stars is talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, right? And we know that Jacob is likened unto a star as well, right? Even a prophecy of Yahweh star shall come out of Jacob. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Which is talking about Yahweh. We know Yahweh to be coming out of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as well. So Israel is personified as stars as well. When you go into Genesis, that again, the Most High always talks about how Abraham, his seed is going to be like the stars of the multitude, right? So yeah, just another precept going into how Israel's likened unto stars in the Bible. But nevertheless, this woman that was clothed with the sun and with the moon upon her feet, or slightly under her feet, it's talking about Israel in her glory, right? Israel with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High God, right? Because again, the sun and the moon, these are two lights in the firmament, right? Let's get a precept on that. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1. And we know what light is according to the Bible. Esau even, he knows what light is as well. You look at the Statue of Liberty, on one hand, she's holding the books, right? And another hand, she's holding what? The torch, which is the light. So Esau even knows what's going on, man. He knows that the light is likened unto knowledge and wisdom, right? So, of course, he does it on the left-hand side, but we do it on the right hand. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1 and verse number 14.
God, Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Right.
And
And let's skip down to verse 16, Salaki.
God, verse 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also.
Right. So that's plain and simple, right? The sun and the moon are two lights in the firmament. So these two lights that the Israel is clothed with, again, is that spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Israel in her glorified estate in which we were in. All right. Even when you go to Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 1, which I can read real quick. Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 1, we were in our glorified estate at one time, but we had fell from that estate. And that's where Revelation chapter 12 is about, us falling from our estate and coming back, right, into it. Revelation, so like Lamentation chapter 2 and verse 1. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven onto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remember not his footstool in the day of his anger. The Lord has swallowed up all the inhabitants of Jacob, and have not pitied. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He hath brought them down to the ground. He hath polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof. So, yeah, So we were in our glorified estate at one time, and again, we had fell from that estate. But again, we had the sun and the moon in our dominion, meaning we have knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and faith. Right? Let's go to another precept on that. Isaiah 30 and verse number 26 to kind of expound a little bit more on that.
God.
So, Slaki, can you start at verse 25?
God, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 25. And there shall be upon every high mountain and upon every high hill rivers and streams of waters in the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall.
Right,
Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold, as the light of 7 days, in the day that Yahweh bindeth up the breach of his people, and healeth the stroke of their wound.
right. So this is obviously kingdom connotation, right? We see how this is going into the kingdom, right? More so, kingdom prophecy. So in the kingdom, the light of the moon shall be like as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold as the light of 7 days. What does that mean? Just going into how in the kingdom of heaven, when you link that up with Revelation, um, we're not going to need the light that we have right now. So what's the light that we have right now? We have the Bible, right? That's the light. The notepads. We got the videos that brings us light, the information, the certain books that we read to bring us light, information, knowledge. Babylon 10 book 2, Zondervan Compact, or Slocky Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right? All this other stuff that brings us light in this world, we're not going to need that in the kingdom of heaven, right? In the kingdom of heaven, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah himself is going to be that light, and he's going to show us that true light, that pure light, because again, we have light right now, but it's not like the light of 7 days, or like the light of the sun at 7 days, which 7 is the number of completion, right? So
Right.
again, that light in that Slakia, that light that is coming from the moon and the sun is spiritually talking about wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and faith, right? Our faith is going to be whole in the kingdom. Our knowledge is going to be whole in the kingdom, right? Our spiritual understanding is going to be whole in the kingdom. Because right now we don't have the whole spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We look through a glass darkly, but then face to face in the kingdom. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 24 and verse number 23, and then we'll go back to that after.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse number 23. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when Yahweh of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his and before his ancients gloriously.
So this sun and this moon is talking about Esau's sun and moon, right? Esau has a sun and moon, but in
Right.
that day it's going to be confounded and ashamed. His knowledge and his wisdom is going to be confounded and ashamed in that day. So all his wisdom of this world, which is foolishness with the Most High, it's going to be no more in the kingdom. Not going to be learning about Darwin and evolutionism, right? And Neanderthals, we kind of evolved to the Homo sapiens, right? You got the Homo sapiens, you have the whatever, You know what I'm saying? Neanderthals, you got the, right, coming from the monkey, and the monkey, came from the, hey, we're not going to be learning that. That's going to be done away. It's going to be ashamed in that day. That makes sense, right? His sun and moon is going
Right.
to be ashamed in that day. So when we go back to that, so like, go back to that second Ezra chapter 5, right? So like, hold on. It says what? That second Ezra 5 and 4, but if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the Most High shall suddenly, so like it, that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. So your hope is going to be full in that day, man. That the Most High grants you to live, right? After the third trumpet, all right? And again, we're going to stop there, right? As we hit our mark of hour 30 minutes of the spirit. But, again, just going into the prophecies, the second message, it does go deep, right? It does go deep. But just as Satan has his depths, right? Let's get a precept on that real quick. Revelation chapter 2 and verse number 24, right? It says, but I say unto you, it's like it, but unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, right? And which have not known the depths of Satan, as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden. So, again, I was talking to a brother earlier today. I was saying, look, man, we don't even know how much wickedness is happening behind closed doors, right? We don't know for real, right? Yeah, it's like kind of seeing and looking around. We may see wickedness out in the open, it's like, that's wicked. So if we see wickedness on the open level, right? Jake with Jake, doing that which is unseen and out in the open, wearing that which is unseen. Hey, Eve wearing that which is unseen. Right? Whatever. We see wickedness on an open level. How much more is happening behind closed doors in the night, right? So we don't even know how much wickedness. So again, as many has not known the depths of Satan, because Satan goes deep, man. But guess what? The Most High goes deep, right? The Most High goes deeper with his knowledge on the right hand side. That's what we're trying to go into, man. Right? The deep things of the Most High. So, but yeah, Khan, all praises. You got anything else on that arc?
Now, yeah, Khan King, brothers is right. You got, Satan, this rabbit hole go deep. Satan, Satan has depths. You got, I'm gonna throw names out there. You got, fighters and boxers, coming out saying that they seen things and that, the things going on
Mm-hmm.
behind closed doors. And we don't see those things when we walk outside. I mean,
Right.
of course we know, according to Psalms, we know they have secret councils, but brothers haven't seen that with their eyes. But we know that these things are being done behind closed doors. But yeah, you
Right.
got
Yeah, Khan, exactly. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Ryan Garcia, man,
Khan.
coming out and saying, hey, I was kidnapped. Now, I didn't see the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see the whole thing. And they go into it in another life. But yeah, he said, hey, man, kidnapped. Hey, Diddy probably got something to do with it, right? Yeah, and they. So he's exposing the Illuministic ones. He's exposing, you know? And again, everything got to be exposed at the end of the day, man. Right? The Most High already prophesied that. Everything's going to come out to the light, you know? All praises,
Khan.
right? All praise to the Most High. But yeah, Khan, so yeah, we don't even know how much wickedness is going on behind closed doors, man. All right, it's a lot of wickedness. It's a lot more than we can see, you know? We
That's
always
right.
got to keep that in mind, man. Because if we don't keep that in mind, we just think that America, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that wicked over here, right? You know, I mean, it's just, you go to work, you go back home. It's like, it's not that wicked, right? Hey, guess what, man? We only seeing half of the stuff. We only see half of it. Right. So yeah, kind of all
Right.
praises. Yeah. But with that, we finna close out then through the spirit, bring out our closing precepts of the spirit, probably all about Shema Shaka, right? And yeah, come on, brother Gad, you got your closing precepts if you had yours.
Con, I'm gonna get the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and I'm gonna start at verse 42. It says, "Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come." And so that's what we're doing. We're going into Second Esdras 5. We're reading, we're watching, we're linking the precepts up. We're bringing it out. This is what we watch. This is us watching. You're watching. People get exposed. You're watching what's going on in Texas. You're watching what's going on in Haiti. It's a lot going on in Haiti right now as well. You see what's going on.
Yeah,
You see what's going on all around the world. This is you watching, linking it up with the precepts, and we patiently waiting. We patiently waiting. Being diligent in this thing, right? We know it says, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, right? And would not have suffered his house to be broken up, right? Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. So, as an hour when you think the famine not coming, you know, as an hour when you think this truth ain't real, as an hour when you think things are getting better, at the hour where where they say peace and safety and sudden destruction come, then comes the Son of Man, you know. So
right.
brothers want to continue to watch, don't faint, continue to endure, stay strong, you know, um, reach out, watch the videos, follow the pages of the end times headlines, keep doing that thing on your screen like this, and keep refreshing that thing and keep watching every day. No days off. No days off. You got to watch every day because the Lord bringeth his judgment to pass every morning. Every morning, the Lord bringeth his judgment to pass. But with that, I yield.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. Yep. Let me get Acts 28 verse 23. It says, and when they had appointed him a day, there came many to him and to his lodging, to whom he expounded and testified the kingdom of God, persuading them concerning Yahweh both out of the law of Moses and out of the prophets, from morning till evening. Right? So Paul, he was on fire, man. Right? Our forefathers, our foremothers, they were on fire. They're on another level. You know, they're focused. And that's the main thing that we need in this world right now, man. It's focus, right? Focusing on the goal. Because a lot of people, they lose track of what is the goal. You know what I'm saying? Why are we doing this in the first place? Hey, that happens to a lot of, hey, they happen to me for certain things. You know, I set myself out to work to hit a number of push-ups a day, man. You keep doing that for about 5 months. It's like, do I have to do it? So I've been doing it for 5 months. Yes, brother, you got to keep doing it, man. Up the push-ups, man. You know what I'm saying? And so again, so we don't want to lose track of why are we doing this truth in the first place. We want to stay consistent as possible, as most consistent as possible in this truth, man. So with that, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Lord, willing, this video was edifying unto you. It's Brother Yasha Allah.
Brother Gad.
Fine, come back to yet another live through the Spirit. Pa Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Right? Kwam Yasha Allah. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
So on.
Oh.